Well, this is a new review. Maybe not a permanent review, but I'll do it anyway because right now this is just something that you need to brag about. Well, not brag about, jap about. It's the manga series Kingdom, the famous realistic manga series about a half fictional version on how China was formed. For those who have followed this manga, it all has started with Shin and his gang. Or not his gang, his troops. In this one, we're entering an arc where the ruthless and extremely dangerous former bandit Kanki is gonna work together with Shin. But he's not really working along Shin's favor, is he? Because in last week's episode, we saw finally what Kanki was waiting for. He had a perfect opportunity and he let it go to waste. We thought he only did that to piss people off, which is basically what he likes to do. He likes to piss people off. But he was not only to piss people off. In actuality, it was to piss people off and break their patience. Because as soon as Kisha, the Zhao commander, decides to attack his Shintai unit for being a pesky nuisance, it's clear to everybody that if Kanki do not give them reinforcements, they're gonna be wiped out. Alas, however, even though Kisha is here, is holding the Hishu unit in his palm of his hands, and also even confirms that Riboku have now seen Shin as a threat, which is pretty both good and not so good. I guess we're heading towards a very fierce clashing. The fact is, there are two people on the battlefield that are actually not so satisfied with this predicament. All the other troops smile, and Ryukdoro sends some troops to swarm in, so in order to create the Hishinta units with no escape routes. However, Kisu mentions that something feels off. While he acknowledges that this will without any doubt annihilate the Hishintai unit, something feels off. And then we're switched to a to an old long time vessel of Kisha, a fat bastard called, a big bastard called Kinmu, who is actually not a single bit smiling. Because for him he could sense that Kanki wasn't moving. As his troops gloats over this, he demands they calm down and mentions that to himself that Kisha's speciality is to trap people in his web. Once they're in his web, they can practically never escape it. And then he begins to hunt. They're in his web. But the thing is, what Kisha is doing now is not hunting, it's exterminating. But it's at the same time, it is not the unit is not in the web. What they are is the fact that Kisha attacked without setting up a web because he was so impatient. The fact that Kanki ignored on the perfect day, and since Kisha is a guy that needs to take a scent of other generals so he can trap them, when he lost that chance, Kisha was furious. And when Kanki began to give him the feeling that he was going to ignore him on the first day and the second day too, and the fact that even though the Hishintai unit was getting slowly slaughtered, they still held on. And also given to the fact that as a loyal vessel of Riboku, which he has demanded both Shin and Kanki's heads, Kisha's patience snapped, and he decided to take matters into his own hands, which is exactly what Kanki wanted. He wanted Kisha to lose his patience. Because if he takes to the field without creating a web, which we can surmise he hasn't, because Kisha is one who actually lies in wait, and once he has the web, then he goes hunting. Then Kanki is the one who has the thing. And Kimmo actually begins to realize that That is one of the first time he has seen Keisha that, and a chill sends down his spines when he begins to wonder if Kanki is smiling at this very moment. And indeed, he is. As I've said before, this was all part of Kanki's selfish plan. He planned to break Keisha mentally. And the more funny part is, according to his right-hand man, or we can surmise as one of his right-hand men, Keisha is known as a silent hunter or a man who lying in wait. Well, we can guess. However, it's proven that the silent hunter is not much of a silent hunter when dealing with a rough, bloodthirsty, and merciless ex-bandit like Kanki. No, Kanki has the web now, and Keisha has entered it. As Kanki smiles, he laughs at the fact that Keisha is just another cocky bastard who threw his name out in the window just on the second day. In a way, you can actually agree with him. If he really was a man of patience and, lying in wait, then technically you should have just waited until Kanki moved. However, seems like in the way that Keisha is a more of a man of arrogance. He prides himself to letting his prey get near him so he can trap them. And given to the fact Kanki knew that and kept himself away from Keisha, deeply hurt his pride. Now Keisha is trapped in the web. Not to mention the fact that the bloodthirsty and dangerous Senno has been tasked to, I guess, back up the Hishin unit. This is the reinforcements. Now is the question though, who's gonna take Keisha's head? Don't think it's gonna be Shin. Mostly because, given to the fact how much Kisu has been hyped up, I think Shin will take Kisu's head. Wonder if that will be good or not. While I do not want Senno to take his head, I have a very big feeling that as soon as Senno's bloodthirsty gang push forward the South forces, Kisu will not have a single bit of a chance. So all in all, it was a satisfying chapter to see Keisha finally breaking down and everything of Kanki's selfish plan making sense. Kanki is not a good guy. He's only one who fights for his own amusement. But still, really want Shin to begin to shine again. So give me your thoughts if you have any.